Hello everyone, my name is Luke, aka Mr. Rage, and welcome back to another one of my discussion videos. Hope you guys are having a fine night tonight, and thank you so very much for stopping by to another one of my discussion videos. It really means a lot. Huge shout out to all of my current viewers and subscribers. You guys are the reasons why I do what I do here on YouTube, so thank you so very much. So without further ado, let's get straight into the topic of today's discussion video. Now, as the title says, we are going to be talking about something that leaves a very sour taste in the mouth of hundreds of thousands of gamers worldwide. Pay-to-win content and paywalls. This is one of the things that will never fail to piss me the fuck off. Because the thing is, in my previous video, we talked about how only multiplayer games have this problem, but the thing is, not even single-player games are actually safe from things like microtransactions and pay-to-win business practices. If there is one thing that I cannot stand more, it is when a developer introduces paywalls into a single-player game. And the reason why this pisses me off the most is because these games are full price. Like most of the single player games that have these pay to win elements in them and these paywalls. And keep in mind, the thing about a paywall is, unlike microtransactions where there's actually a way around them where you can just try and grind out in-game currency, paywalls are actually worse because there is no alternative. There is no way to get around them. There is no alternative way of actually getting the in-game content that is being locked away from you. When it comes to a paywall, there is no grinding for in-game currency. There's nothing you can do. If there is a paywall in a game, then you literally have to pay real money for it, or else there's nothing you can do to access that content. And obviously, there's a pretty good reason why this pisses most gamers off. It's very sensible, actually, because this is literally corporate greed at its finest. We pay $60 for these games, and now we're paying more than $60. Nowadays, we're paying fucking $74 for these games, and yet developers still have the audacity to introduce these pay-to-win paywalls in our games. And like I said before, it's even worser when it's in a single-player game. Like, this is a game that you're playing that's not supposed to have any online influence, and yet there's literally in-game stores and paywalls for in-game content. Not in-game currency, in-game content. Because this finger I'm giving you guys is pretty much what these corporate companies are giving to us all when they actually put this shit inside of our games. Because all these corporate-ass companies are trying to do is they're trying to make more money. That's all they care about. They don't care about the experience. They don't care about our satisfaction. They don't care about none of that. It's why they add paywalls into single-player games and multiplayer games as well. Look, there's no game that's safe from this shit. Multiplayer games have it more than single-player games, but even single-player games have these pay-to-win paywalls in them. And it's even worser when you realize that it's actually even becoming more and more frequent. Like, more and more single-player games are starting to introduce these paywalls into them. And like I said before, a paywall is way worse than just a microtransaction. Because at least when it comes to microtransactions in like Call of Duty or something, at least you can actually earn in-game currency. At least you have a chance to actually avoid spending any more money on the game. But when it comes to paywalls, there's nothing you can do. Either you pay up or you don't get anything. So locking content behind a paywall is one of the worst things that a developer and a company can do. It's literally corporate greed. Because if it's not corporate greed, then what are you going to call that? Like, if the game is already selling for like $69, so $70 with tax $74, and you still want people to give you more money. Look, I understand companies got to make their dough. I get it. You know, companies got to make their money, but like this is how you're going to make your money? By literally forcing us to give you our money, because that's pretty much what it is. That's what a paywall is. A paywall is literally developers forcing us to give them our money for additional in-game content that is locked behind that paywall. That's literally what it is. So yeah, this is something that will always piss me off. And the more I see this in single player games, which I am worryingly seeing right now, because like I said before, more and more single player games are actually introducing this shit, the more it's going to piss me off, and the more I'm going to get worried over it, because I am worried about the future of gaming as a whole. Like, shit like this should not even be in video games to begin with. Like, locking content behind paywalls, even if they're not that expensive, like, even if that paywall is not a shit ton of money, it's still unnecessary. If someone already spent full price on a game, then why must you have to make even more money than you've already made from us? How much more money do you want to bleed out of the consumer? If we're paying full price for these games, and full price means either $60 or sometimes $74, how much more do you want to bleed out of us? The idea alone of adding paywalls into games are fucking pathetic. Because you're already making so much money out of us. How much more do you want? Do you want us to give us? Do you want us to give you our entire credit cards at this point? Because that's what you're doing. That's what all these fucking corporate ass greedy companies are doing at this point. Because all the paywalls and all the fucking microtransactions, at this point, what the fuck do you want to call that? We're literally just giving these people our money. We're literally feeding it to them at this point, and they're just taking and taking and taking, and guess what? They're just going to keep taking even more from us. I've said this before a couple of days ago, and I will say it again. The reason why these big corporate companies can do whatever they want is because we are allowing them to. And this is why us gamers get so pissed off when we see shit like this in our games. We already spent full price for the game, so adding shit like paywalls just to access in-game content is really fucking annoying. And it's something that we are never going to be okay with. Because this is content that is already in the game. The content is already in the game's files. It's already in the game. If you buy a physical copy, it's literally already on the disc. But they're not allowing you to access it unless you give them some more money. You know, you got cough up some more money for them. Cough up some more money for their greedy fucking asses. This is why I am worried about the future of gaming, especially if it's coming into single-player games. Do you guys remember when single-player games had no online influence and no online elements? Now we're getting single-player games that literally have fucking in-game stores and bundle packs for all kinds of other shit. Look, let me say this. If the in-game content is things like cosmetics for your character or just shit like that, I don't mind that. But if they're actually locking like other forms of in-game content away, like in-game items, weapons, or additional levels, stuff like that, that's literally making the game pay to win, but you're making it in the form of a single-player game. Because if let's say they make an in-game item like a gun pay to win, let's say they lock certain guns behind a paywall. They lock certain guns behind a paywall, or just certain in-game items. You're supposed to be able to earn those items by just playing the game. But there is no just playing the game, because that will make it too fucking easy. There's a reason why they're called paywalls, because if you don't pay up, then you will never be able to access whatever in-game content is being locked behind that paywall. There's no way around it. So yeah, anyways, if you guys stuck by till the end of this this is a bit of a shorter rant video. If you stuck by till the end, thank you so very much for watching. Let me know, what do you think about paywalls in games? Whether it's in multiplayer games or single player games, locking in-game content behind paywalls is pathetic. Because the least you can do is at least give people the chance to actually earn whatever content you're locking behind a paywall. At least let them actually earn it if they don't want to pay money. Because like I said before, paywalls are literally us being forced to give more money just for in-game content for a game that we already purchased with our money. Full price. Anyways, once again, thank you guys so very much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next discussion video. Take care, y'all. Peace.